Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we hop onto these charts on this beautiful Monday, June 1st, fresh month, boys and girls, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I sure as hell don't provide financial advice or suggestions or recommendations of any kind here or anywhere else. It's for entertainment purposes only. Always make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate and punishment disclaimer. This is I stand to make money from links and codes in my content. Like Top 1 Futures, book map, everybody that you see scrolling across the top and bottom of this screen. Can't be unbiased if I stand to make money, which I do. Important for me to note that and for you to do your own dang research and make your own dang decisions. Chat, what's going on, man? I was supposed to be here with you guys at 9. I was dealing with some tech issues. I hope this stream doesn't drop off. I just posted it on Twitter like yesterday or the day before. I have the fastest internet. I have like multiple layers here. The best hardware, the best software money can buy to a degree, or at least what my opinion is, and somehow still I deal with tech issues. I don't know how. I don't know how. But I do everything that I possibly can in my power, I believe, to to not deal with them, but I try to do a lot all at one time, so there's only so much everything can handle. If anybody has faster internet than me, I want to know how. Go to my Twitter and look at how fast my internet is. I did a speed test with download and upload. Anyway, charts marked up. We're here on YM. We're trading Top 1 Futures live accounts. We're going to trade some Lucid live accounts. Maybe we trade some funded prop accounts as well. We'll see. I'm in the Top 1 live account. We're going to start out there, trade this bad boy aggressively, see if we can't put some profit back in it, and then hop over to Lucid live accounts that are essentially flat. Maybe trade some NQ. I'm marked up here on my YM chart. Let's take a look at the daily real quick before market opens up. And if you missed it, you don't have to ask me. We got giveaways all damn week on stream. We're giving out funded accounts all week on stream. Evals, excuse me. Prop firm accounts all week on stream. What's up, guys? Tilted Gaming, what's up? Tom Ward, Dwayne, what's happening? Purple Ninja, what's up? Vincent, what's up? Chris, Muted Trader, Rob, what's going on, guys? Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Let me make sure you guys have the link to the free community, because if you want to be part of the giveaways, free community. You guys can get it done early this way. We'll run some giveaways in a little bit. But first and foremost, let's get some trading in. Taking a look at the daily. Annoyed because I would have liked to be in here 25 minutes ago so we could take a little bit more time. But we don't have time. We're going to be quick today. 5 minutes to the open. I would argue, guys, that we're pushing to the upside, okay? This is a much higher time frame trend to the upside, right? If we zoom out even more, I'd say we're in this chart also, we're still pushing to the upside. I don't know how you would make the case for us moving down, right? I'd say uptrend on higher time frames. As we drop down to the lower time frames, taking a look at where we're at, we're actually just zoomed in on the 1-day chart first, right? A little bit less data, a little bit more zoomed in. We consolidated a whole lot here, built a nice base, pushed to the upside, beautiful price action structure. Nice push, a sweep of the highs, come back down, kind of chopping back and forth the way that YM traditionally does. Push the highs here in overnight session, Asia, London, and we are selling off into the open. We turned on a dime here, and we are putting a bearish candle in. Not huge, 400 points, about 400 points, 400 ticks. Let's drop down to those 15 minutes. We are pushing overnight low down as we go, which I have marked. I've been marking my chart very consistently with you guys here. We'll throw up some discretionary levels as well after we take a look at what the hell we got going on here. Kind of interesting structure. Big movement for pre-market coming into the open. We'll talk about what news we got going on. We'll talk about some headlines we got going. Obviously, continuing to trade Trump markets, headline markets. But take a look at where we are from, last week's high, last week's value area high, value area low, right? We got prior week high over here. We swept that today in pre-market, and we've come right back in aggressively. Yesterday's, Friday's, session, we're back down through Friday's volume point of control, which was close to being untested. coming outside of this area of high volume here, what are we going to do here today? You know, for a long, which I prefer to take, a really aggressive sweep of everything and then a turn back down is pretty damn counter to that. It's not my favorite thing to do, but it's probably going to be a short back above prior week high. I don't know if, you know, if we turned here and came all the way back up, that's what I'm saying, kind of interesting structure, right? You know, we didn't just kind of put this calm movement here and then we've got VWAP and I'm looking for a turn down and then a sell off and then a buy back to VWAP, or a turn off and a sell out back to VWAP, right? That's the mean reversion play that I love. We've now really aggressively swept prior day high, prior week high, all-time highs, you know, traded almost 200 points outside of that, came back in. I still want the mean reversion play for those of you guys that are new here, right? This is, you know, our current volume point of control, prior day's volume point of control. We got a nice high volume node here. We got VWAP right here. So I'd say right in here is our area of high volume, our quote unquote temporary mean. I'd like a trade back towards that. Probably going to look something like that. Maybe if we turned all the way here, where would I be looking for a short? Somewhere into this area. I don't know if we come outside and sweep this overnight high. That would be, you know, that would be very different. We would be flipping this thing for bullish structure overall, push to the upside, take out liquidity, right? Pop stops down here, and then we take off. I don't know that I want to be fading that back down. Yeah, man, shorts would be pretty tight in here. It'd probably be off these like 275s, you know, 250s, somewhere in here. Stop loss outside of all-time high for a move back down, but I don't like that as much. I don't like that as much, to be honest here. So getting ready to open up. Getting ready to open up here in about a minute. Let's just take a look at where our take profit and stop loss is. Cool, we're ready to roll. We're logged in. Market's ready to open up. Yeah, guys, I think for a long play, it's down here. For a long play, it's this. Let's mark our zones out now that we did that yapping. For a long play, it's in here. You know, we could just sweep this overnight low. Market's opened up right now. But I'd be looking for this temporary volume point of control, really zoomed out, looking at multiple days of data to be hit. You know, this is going to be my long. I think if we turn right here, and, you know, this would be the play. But this is just not my play. I don't want to really run this right into the open and put a stop loss where I would potentially want an entry. But this might play out, right? If I have to map things out without taking them, I will. You know, that's the potential for this move right here. Whoa. That's the potential for this move right here. Like right into the open. You know, 200 point take profit, 200 point stop loss would look something like this. Why did it do this to me? For an immediate mean reversion, but I don't like this. I would prefer it down here. Somewhere down here. Better risk structure. I just don't know what this is going to give me today. I'm going to hide this because this would be the run it into the open play that I'm not taking. Glad I didn't take it so far. Aggressive dump right into the open. I'm looking for a test down in here, man. If we come through stupid aggressively, this could be a really big turn to the downside. You know, there's an option just to watch, and like right now, right? Buy into buying strength after the dip. You know, here would be our dip. Here would be some buyers stepping in. You could watch really, really low time frames, kind of like what I do on NQ, and say, okay, that's buyers trying to hold this up. Now we're gonna long, right? You know, now we're gonna long, maybe with a tighter stop loss, tighter take profit for a move back up. It's not really my play. Not really my play here on YM. I gotta wait for this thing to push a little bit further down. This is interesting here. Yeah, I don't want to run this into market open on Monday. It's just, I really don't want to do that. You know, again, applying some discretion here, guys. I know I'm yapping, watching the market open up. I like a long play, like I mapped out here. Potential long play, right? On a sell-off down to this area of high volume here that we've got marked off for a pull back up. That would present a really nice risk structure. Stop loss way out here, right? I'm dead wrong if we just completely sell off. From here off of the open, it does look like it wants to turn. It's just really not my play. You know, we can start running stuff like that, but it's just a little bit aggressive. You know, let's talk about what I actually would have been in. That right here, right? Like we just mapped out. I'm going to leave that, right? I'm going to leave that and see what that looks like to potentially play out back to VWAP. Something like that. For the most part, right into NYSE Open on Monday morning with a lot of potential for volatility, news, headlines. I don't like that first stupid aggressive face ripper stop loss. So unless something is really beautiful setting up, I want to be cautious on taking a trade that quick. 9:33 a.m. We got plenty of time to trade today, this week, this month. It's June 1st. Fresh start to a fresh month, man. Finishing out half the year strong. Talk about some of that. I'm going to stay patient off the open here. If we crack to the downside once more, down around prior week's volume point of control, this big area of high volume, just to finish out this thought before I read the chat, talk to you guys, I wouldn't mind this long. Higher time frame play, right? Looking at the 15-minute. I wouldn't mind this long. If we come all the way back up through this, probably going to be over to NQ. Probably be hopping over to NQ. So, that's what I got for the morning. Chat, what's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. We got a bunch of people hopping on this morning. What's up? Afternoon, Andrew Bags, MKC, what's up? 30MD30, good morning, gang. Too old to trade, good morning. What's happening? Rob23, you guys and your names. What's happening, guys? What's happening? Muted Trader, Chris, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to another live stream here. More than happy to have you guys here with me. Appreciate everybody hopping on, man. Gonna see if we can't make some money today. See if we can't make some money, or at very least, take good trades. Right? Take our good trades. Put our trades on without reservation or hesitation, in the wise words of Mark Douglas. How you guys feeling this morning? How you looking at these markets? Nice turn out of NQ. This is old markup. I have to remark this chart with you guys. Hell of a turn out of NQ. Decent turn out of ES. Yeah, we're gonna get this mean reversion just off of nothing in here. Cherry pick here, right? Like cherry pick a level. I'm trying to go back and take a look. You know, what do we have? Not a lot of volume, right? Yeah, not a lot of volume. Yesterday's value area low. Friday's value area low. Yeah, this is kind of like no man's land in here. I don't like this. Trying to take a second peek and see if I missed something. Just looking at this here. You could say, hey, we got a bunch of tops in here, right? Got a bunch of, 15-minute tops in here. But that would really be cherry picking, right? Because you could easily throw that down here with all of this right here. Yeah, I'm not going to be sad about this if this turns, which it looks like it is. This is the chunk that I'm looking for, this bad boy right here. Ahead of that is just, trying to jump in early, in my humble opinion. for the way that I look for a big mean reversion style trade. Again, like I said, could buy right off of some buying pressure, like as soon as we start to find buyers, something like that, right? You know, with a more aggressive, super tight stop loss, super tight take profit. Not really how I run it. Not really how I run it at all. No huge reversion. We still got plenty of room to go up here. So if we crack to the downside once more, we really just clean out, we trap longs here, clean those bad boys out one more time. Maybe trap shorts and then start to pop back up. I would like that for the long. Still like this for the longs. We'll come over and mark up NQ in just a minute. But let's see. NQ dumping, is it? Hey, I passed my first futures account today. Let's go. Let's go. Alpha Futures, 25K. Traveler, 8131. W's in the chat, man. Passing the first account. I love that. Trade it well, my man. Take it slow, trade it well. Trade with Alpha Futures. Yeah, I loaded up a bunch of those accounts. I loaded up a bunch of the premium accounts with Alpha. And I got a couple passed last week, but I loaded them up on the Alpha Trader platform. And I like Alpha Trader. As you can see, it's scrolling across the top and bottom of this screen. I'm partnered and affiliated with them. They're one of the newest firms that I've been trying. I really just started trading with them. I started testing Alpha Trader, which is their new platform, and they got to work on that a little bit. I always try to be, you know, honest and open, whether I'm getting paid or not getting paid or whatever it is. Really cool integrated trading view chart on there. The stop loss, take profit, order entry, not so great just yet. They got some bugs on there. It was also down for a day. So, you know, like any new platform, right? TradeC, they got issues. They're new. They're developing, right? Anything brand new, anything, you know, that's going to be kind of different and revolutionary for, I don't know, that's probably an overstatement. But maybe an integrated trading view chart. I was really excited about that. So we'll see. We'll see how I do with those on a different platform. I'm probably going to skip TradeC testing. I talked about testing Alpha Trader and TradeC, which are the platforms, not prop firms, right? I'm trading with Alpha Trader. I'm trading with plenty of the guys, Lucid and Tradeify, that are on TradeC. I'm just going to test some different platforms. I think instead what I'm going to test is linking Project X as a leader account only to other platforms with TradeSyncer. I like TradingView, obviously. I don't like trading on TradingView. I like charting on TradingView. I like executing, you know, from a TradingView chart. I don't like the execution. It's slow. It's laggy. The way the candles print. Everything about it is not great. So Project X solves a lot of that, but of course it's not available with everybody. So I'm going to see how smooth integrating Project X as a leader account with TradeSyncer is. Something I want to test over the next couple of weeks. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll probably make some videos on that. We'll talk about that. Dwayne, what's up? Vincent, what's up? Throwing W's in the chat for the man that passed his first futures account. That's epic. That's epic, man. What were you trading on, Traveler? Just out of curiosity. Tradeivate, or did you use Alpha Trader? Or something else altogether, Rhythmic or something. Yeah, I can show you guys it if you want. I can log in and show you it. You can look at Alpha Trader. Let's talk news real quick, though. Oh, deep charts. Okay, yeah, so totally something different. Let's talk news here, guys. I'm still watching YM off the open before I hop over to NQ. Let's go ahead and talk news. Check something there. We got some high-impact red folder events coming up this week. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, okay? We have my favorite financial news service and site, News Squawk. It's down, linked below. If you want to check it out, you can try them for $20 for 7 days. This is top shelf. This is the good stuff, okay? Probably not going to be for everybody outside of those that are really serious about their trading and maybe news and macro. because it is expensive. But this is the best stuff that money can buy, in my humble biased opinion, because I'm partnered and affiliated with them. Obviously, we got headlines over here printing in real time. Squawk, which I don't have on right now, which is audio news alerts read aloud before they print almost anywhere, right? They're fighting for up to the second speed to get this stuff as fast as you can. It's live streamed all day, every day. You can pick what market you want it for. Super high end. But what we're going to talk about here first is the scheduled news alerts. Just basic scheduled news alerts. We got a couple things coming up this week. We got ISM manufacturing PMI. I think I had a couple things marked. We had Jolts tomorrow. Yep, Jolts job opening at 10. So today we got news at... This is kind of light. I think 10 a.m. is the bigger one, ISM manufacturing. So we got news coming up in about 15 minutes. It is red folder. It is high impact. You know, how high impact that's really going to be is out for debate. I think we have unemployment claims. Yeah, these aren't that bad. These are marked as high, but these aren't that bad. Employment change here is an important one. I think we have some heavy stuff. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit heavier. This is going to be a little bit heavier on Thursday, unemployment claims. And 8:30, right? And then, of course, the big bad boy on Friday. This is the big one, NFP, right? Non-farm payroll. We got an NFP Friday. So, for the most part, you know, we don't have like CPI or PPI or anything like that. We don't have anything too crazy. I'd keep an eye on, like, you know, probably unemployment, you know, coming on Thursday. That seems like a little bit. ISM manufacturing PMI today. That's not that crazy, man. But definitely Friday. Friday 8:30. I'd be extremely cautious unless you want to trade super high impact news. Hasn't been moving the market that much compared to, you know, what it used to do. Trump really moves the market these days. Iran comments move the market these days. This was a big one for sure. This was a big one for sure. You know, a lot of people commenting on that. Quite a bit of movement, obviously, ahead of the open, right? You know, this is just a constant feed of high impact news that's been driving the markets all over the place, man. I don't know what else to say about it. I really don't know what else to say about it. So that's what we got rolling for this week. 10 a.m. we'll take a look. And then really, you know, Friday, 8:30 a.m., June 5th, I'd be cautious. Be cautious. So 9:45 rolling in. Not really moving the market too much just yet. But yeah, if you guys want to check out News Squawk, down below. Down below. Yeah, man, nice rejection out of these. Nice rejection out of these. Someone said, you know, NQ dumping. I was a little bit late to the party. We're all the way back up to VWAP. ES catching a really nice rejection here. Yeah, really, really, really nice rejection off of these lows. Just not an entry point for me. Not really an entry point for me at all here, guys. Not all the way back up to VWAP like the others. Not all the way back up to current volume point of control. So I'm no entry yet. We're only 15 minutes into the fresh week, fresh month. Let's go ahead and mark up NQ. Get ready for that bad boy in case we want to hop over and trade that. Let's start with, let's start with our week. Let's get prior week high and low. I think I'm not going to go with anything too crazy. Here's our prior week low. Here's our prior week high. Let's go for what our overnight high and low was. Get rid of that. Just remarking the chart, right? Moving some levels around here, guys. This is going to be current, so we're not going to do that just yet. Value area high, value area low. VPOC, it's going to be current forming. We're going to go with prior day low up here. We're going to go with prior day high over here. Prior day high, prior week high, same spot. I'm just going to put them all the way down here, overlapping we're not gonna do prior week value. Gonna be a little bit too much markup for us. Let's go ahead and get this over here. This is what I like on NQ. Let's get our current forming, current session value area high, designated by this color change right here. Volume point of control, designated by our volume point of control right here. And value area low, right? Now, I'm going to freshly marked up, and I did that pretty quick, so we slowed it down a little bit on Friday last week. Now we got a low time frame marked up chart. Oh, overnight high and low. I did want that. Sorry, last level zero, guys. Let's make these like purple or something. This was our overnight high right in there. Bang. This was our overnight low. Right in, where's 930? No. Oh, we turned on a dime. We turned on a dime here. This is our 930 candle. Getting some chart markup with you guys. That was our overnight low, right there before 9:30 a.m. Asia London pre-market low. Interesting. Chatty McChat chat. Just remark these, make sure everything's in the right spot. Current value area low. Current volume point of control. Current value area high, right where it should be. Nice. Just marking this up. We got our overnight high and low in the right spot, and we got our prior day high and prior day low in the right spot. That's really what I want to pay attention to. Rejecting off of VWAP. All right, we could look on NQ in a little bit here. We'll get scalpy on NQ today. Let's hop back over to save this. Let's hop back over to YM on the 15-minute. Not to make you guys confused here. Back on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I'm trading those two right now. This is my bread and butter. This is what pays me best. This is the low stress, high time frame, big dollar, intraday swings, whatever the hell we want to call trading the 15-minute chart on YM. Not really giving me much to work with, though. Sold off into the open really aggressively. Found buyers kind of in no man's land. Prior week value area high is here. I was looking for this. Right here. Still am. We didn't push all the way back up. You know, we sold off and consolidated, right? We didn't catch a huge reversion here. This is our 930 open. VWAP still way up here, right? Current volume point of control still way up here. So I'm staying patient on YM. I'm interested to see what happens potentially down here. If we come back down, if we push all the way back up, I'm just gonna hop right over to NQ and call it a day on YM. Start scalping NQ. One thing I will say here, 10 a.m. news, we could get a little movement. We could get some movement, right? And if we do get some movement down here on 10 a.m. news, you know, now I've got another area to look at. This 930 open here, this low. I'm interested down here. I'm interested down here for longs, right? I'm interested down here for longs. Take out the shorts, right? Ooh, excuse me, take out the longs, trap shorts one more time for a breakout lower, pop back up. Mean reversion play still intact. If we came all the way back up here, retested VWAP, retested this current volume point of control, you know, I would say I'm out, right? If we came all the way back up here, if we did this off the open, that's the mean reversion, right? Now I don't really want to try to buy this again if we come all the way back down. All right, now we've just got really clean downtrend structure for me. So I'm looking for that more initial mean reversion. And if I miss it because we don't trade into a level or give me an entry, that's fine. Let's move on. So long way to say I'm waiting to see if we come back down around this 930 low. If we don't and we sell right, get bought right back up to VWAP, especially into this news, I'm going to hop right over to NQ, see if we can't get some lower time frame scalpy movements going. Keeping an eye on it while I get ready for that. Yeah, 7 minutes to high impact news, so we don't have to do anything too crazy here. Don't have to do anything too crazy here. Let's get back over to YM, and I'll stop changing charts. We'll hang out on YM for a little bit here. Boom. Mohammed, what's up? What's a good way to start learning order flow? That's a good question, my man. That's a good question. In my humble, biased opinion, because I'm partnered and affiliated with Bookmap, which you see running over here, secondary tool that I use, right? I'm not primarily an order flow based trader. I'm not I'm not really a DOM lover, right? Depth of market chart lover. I do like it for secondary information. I like to watch it on ES, take a look at where, areas of high liquidity are, how we start to form orders above and below price as we move. If you wanted to start learning, order flow, you could watch a whole bunch of videos on it, right? I would go right to the source. I wouldn't watch any, random person that's just started trading order flow and, wants to tell you about it. You can get some basic information, like I have some information on order flow, random person that started trading it, right? Just to give you the very, very basic overview. But I would go to Bookmap. They have a ton of detailed information right from their site, right from their Discord. And the real answer to what's a good way to start learning order flow is to learn it yourself, trial by fire. I don't think, like, how to read price action, right? Learning how to read price action, learning how to read order flow, right? You understand the basics where you read a book on it, right? Somebody tells you about it. And then those are aspects of trading that are like riding a bicycle, right? You're going to have to learn how to balance. Somebody can explain how to ride a bike, right? And you probably want to understand first before you hop on how to ride a bike, right? How to pedal, the function of the brakes, what balance means, right? How when you're moving, you can balance a little bit, better. Which way to turn the handlebars, to turn in which direction. But then there's a feel that comes along, especially with things like order flow and momentum and price action itself, that is not like, a math equation that's completely objective. Especially with discretionary trading around order flow and price action market structure. So you're going to have to do it yourself, right? You're going to have to build the experience yourself. You can't take experience from somebody else. You can shortcut a little bit, but you're going to have to, you're going to have to learn it yourself. So, setting yourself up, understanding the basics, doing the research, right? Understanding the theory, understanding the, the basic, what the hell we're looking at, what's what. And then throwing it on your chart, right? And trading with it for quite a while. Maybe watching it for a long time before you're utilizing it in your trading decisions, which is what I did. And then, starting to utilize it in your trading decisions. That's kind of the thoughts on order flow. You have to really dedicate time to watching it, in my humble opinion. Same with price action and market structure. Somebody can explain, right? And there's plenty of, I think, things that make sense when it comes to trend and consolidation, market structure, price action itself. Yeah, but it is going to come down to you watching it over and over and over and over and over again. Kind of like riding a bicycle, right? At a certain point, You know, no amount of explanation from somebody else or books you read about the mechanics of riding a bike is going to prepare you for getting on a bicycle and immediately falling on your face, right? You will never immediately be able to ride a bike. You cannot physically understand what, you know, balancing and inertia and movement feels like unless you're doing it yourself, right? And you fall off a bunch of times and you get back up. Is it helpful to work with people who know how to ride bikes, right? And maybe tell you when to hit the brakes and hit, you know, turn and pick you up when you fall off? For sure, right? Helpful to watch videos of other people riding bikes and get tips and tricks? Absolutely. But at its core, you're going to have to build that experience yourself. And especially when it comes to nuanced things like reading order flow or reading price action and market structure in real time as it's printing. So I hope that answers the question. But yeah, it takes a long time, a really long time to get a comfortable feel for Bookmap. It looks so different across so many different conditions and market, you know, cycles and times of the year and, you know, sessions that you're trading and instruments. So it's going to take some time. But it seems like order flow is getting really popular. I don't know, like a whole bunch of the smart money boys decided to all of a sudden start talking about order flow and how it's good instead of how it's bad. So I see a lot of people like talking about Bookmap and talking about using different things. I think it's helpful as anything else is. You know, it's just up to you to learn it and decide how you're going to apply it to your trading decisions. Starting to get dark here. 2 minutes to red folder news, guys. We pushed up off of these lows. Still watching to see if we can't get a play here on YM, but the more this prints, the less I like it. 60 seconds to red folder news. I'm going to watch ES Bookmap over here to left-hand side. Kind of coming into some liquidity here, dropping off on cumulative volume delta. YM really not giving me much. It's just dark as all hell out here. This one's going to be interesting. Looks like this was the turn. We got a mean reversion, right? You know, classic move that I look for, but like I said, just, you know, not enough here, right? We sold off into the open, but just not enough, right? That's the difference of me and my entry right there. Looks like being super aggressive, like we mapped out. Right here would have potentially paid. Potentially. Let me see how that looks. Let's see if this news is a nothing burger, though. Oh, here we go. 10 a.m. We're going to go right back to VWAP, or we're going to sell off? Or do nothing? Let's see, let's see, let's see. Appreciate you guys hopping on as always, man. This looks like a move right back to VWAP. Sitting patiently here. I'm going to give this another few minutes, and then my game plan is going to be set an alert back at VWAP, set an alert if we start selling off down below these lows, and watch NQ. That's going to be my game plan. Try to get some trades on NQ. Yeah, pushing back up. Pushing back up here. YM, man. YM. More aggressive play would have paid today. But really not a mistrade. This is a dip into no man's land, man. Selling off into the open, you know, right through overnight low aggressively, buying before a key level gets hit. Kind of dicey. Kind of dicey, but I think I'm gonna hop over to NQ on this, guys. This is really not gonna set up for me. I don't know, you know, just kind of talking about, you know, what's formed. Sold off into the open, pushed back up, right, to VWAP. That's the mean reversion trade. We didn't go back in time like that, but that's the mean reversion trade. Again, if we start to, you know, form this structure, selling off, retesting VWAP here, and then continuing lower, I'm not so much buying for a mean reversion trade like that, right? I'm just buying into downtrend structure that looks like we may continue lower today. So I'm still interested to see what happens if we do come down below, but game plan is going to be leave this one alone for right now and see if we can't run something on NQ. Which is actually looking better for a long. If we could sweep overnight low, that's a nasty rejection out of NQ here. Interesting. Just mapping out what we're looking at here for structure on something like this. So I like the first sweep of overnight low or overnight high for a potential buy or sell, right? In this case, where we'd be sweeping overnight low and we get bought right back up on a lower time frame. I don't mind that for a potential long. We got some liquidity down here at the 250s. I'd be waiting for some buyers to step in. Let's just remark this chart as this continues to print since we came off of it. Value area low, current volume point of control, right? Because this is all dynamic, it's moving in real time. Man, this really didn't give me too much to work with off the open here. Monday morning, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? No sweep of overnight low. Buyer stepping back in. YM trying to figure out if it wants to come back down. I'm going to watch this on low time frames here, guys. See if we can't get a little scalpy scalp trade in. I want to get more aggressive in really all of these accounts because I got a lot loaded up. Interesting, man. Not hitting levels today. Not hitting levels today, huh? Sorry, guys, locking in here, trying to get a feel for NQ. Trying to get a feel for NQ. I'm looking for one of two things to happen, right? We're back down around these lows. We got overnight low right here. I was looking for a potential sweep down outside of this area of high volume, overnight low, right? Key lows right here, for a move right back in, right? You know, lower time frame scalp. Now, I'd be waiting for buyers to try to buy into the right side of that V, as is the saying, which is not my quote. Or if we break through this really aggressively, right? Maybe the first one fails or I don't get into it. If we start to break through this really aggressively after a push lower, retest to VWAP and continuation, I could look for some continuation shorts on this. So we're at a key spot right here. I'm trying to wait for you know, for a damn level to get hit and an entry. That would have been nice for a quick long back in, really aggressive scalpy style move on a sweep of this overnight low. Now we push lower, pop back up. We want to come down and challenge it again. Let's see here. But YM didn't give me really much to work with. NQ starting. No sweep of overnight low, though. Thanks, brother. 10 a.m. news. Yeah, we saw that. ISM manufacturing PMI, actual forecast. Yep. Matt Trader, do you trade your Top Step accounts off stream? Yeah, I trade all of my accounts on and off stream. I trade a ton of other accounts, you know, off stream, right? I trade Top Step, Lucid, Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, Alpha Futures, personal live accounts, both with futures, options, and long-term investment. Most of what I do here on the live stream is the accounts that I care most about with prop firms, right? Not evals, not really aggressive accounts like Top Step that I'm trading in sim. Maybe prop firm live accounts, which you see me sitting in here right now, where I look for, you know, high quality trades, trying to give you guys, trying to give you guys, you know, the sauce behind how I trade all of my accounts throughout the day, right? The baseline strategy, approach, mindset, risk management that goes into it. Primarily that YM mean reversion trade, which I think is stupidly simple. Something that, you know, that does set up nicely and can be hit with pretty big risk. But yeah, of course, how would I be trading all of them? Unless you copy trade them all together, right? You can copy trade them all together, which I don't do. Prefer not to do that. But yeah, still trading Top Step, man. Ran up Top Step accounts. I took a lot of payouts in May with Top Step. I talked about that as well, man. I talked about, you know, Project X maybe being, you know, some of the reason behind that. You know, it's hard to wrap your head around why maybe you're taking so many payouts from one and not another. I think I took close to a dozen payouts. Not all huge, right? You know, some of them under $1,000, some of them over $1,000, a couple over the $2,000 mark. No crazy copy trade all together, waiting until you have $10,000, $12,000 into an account before you take a payout. I love taking $1,000 payouts. But yeah, I do trade a bunch of prop accounts. That was a goal for this year, right? Where I was just trading, you know, live accounts really slowly. Starting to get some movement here, guys. Could run the continuation short. We got to make a decision here with NQ, right? Like, we're either going to chop or we're actually going to come back down. We hit VWAP, sold off, came down towards the lows, didn't break it. We're pulling back up. You know, if we start to head down here, this is a decent short. If we had swept this low and then pulled something like this, I'd be into a long. You know, for takeout liquidity, right? Trap buyers on the way up, pop stops down here, and then push higher. We didn't get that. Now we're pulling back up and failing again. This is a short play here, a continuation short play for a breakout to the downside, where I'm stopped if we just continue. I might run something like this, guys. Considering selling into selling pressure here, if we start to come back down for a break of these lows and a continuation lower. Again, you know, longs in play if we had just pulled that classic sweep overnight high, sweep overnight low, you know, sweep prior day high, sweep prior day low, for that more of a reversion style trade, yeah, man, we can try this to the downside. What happened in the orders at 250? No, not yet. Yeah, man. I don't know about this one, guys. It's not beautiful. I'd like to get some trading on in this account. I do think we're going to make a decision. This is one with a tighter stop where we could easily be on the wrong side of a nasty wick up. But, you know, if we come back to VWAP after pulling this double bottom, I do think we're continuing higher, and I would just be on the right side of it. So I'm interested in trying this. I'm going to run this one short, guys. Absolutely god-awful fill here on TradingView. Incredibly poor fill. But I'm going to try this one short. It's aggressive, right? $1,000 worth of risk, looking for a continuation of the downside. Break, retest, selling into selling pressure, tight stop above the highs. If we come up here, I want to be out of this one. Like I said, trying to trade this this top one account a little bit more aggressively. I'm going to hop over to Lucid and continue some NQ scalping if I take a stop. If we take a continuation lower, maybe. I'd like to see this thing come down, break lows, and continue. That's gonna be my play on NQ here. No sweep of the low before I come back in. If we gotta push higher on this candle, I'm gonna be out. See what we do around VWAP, maybe a second time. But absolutely incredibly poor fill out of TradingView and Tradeovate here. Eventually I'll have to get off this platform. But again, guys, aggressive NQ scalping, you know, done on YM. No real beautiful setup there. So, see if we can't get a couple trades in here. This is gonna be number one. Could be setting up for that really choppy back and forth day, but I'm playing this for more of a continuation to the downside, right? Holding below VWAP. Selling off it before the open, get bought back up, retest VWAP, selling off down around the lows. No sweep of the lows, right? Even a test down here would be pretty clean. But maybe we are going to be in for a big move lower, and before we do that, we fake everybody out one more time. But let's see. Not a fixed take profit. This is just an arbitrary take profit, right? You know, all the way down here, out of the way. But let's see. Let's see what NQ's got for me. Yeah, I'm gonna give myself one stop on this one. This is we were talking about trading different accounts, right? This is also why I like to trade, you know, across different prop accounts rather than everything all together at once. I would not mind to try to hone my skills at NQ, but you also need a higher frequency of trades, right? You need to take 5+ trades, right? Winning days once you get through evals, trading for 2, 3, 4 days, sometimes 5 for something like Take Profit Trader. Trading them individually more aggressively like this, I find to just work really well for me. It's been a really good rotation this year. So game plan here. If I take a stop on this one, right, lose $1,000, I'll cap it. I'll say I'm done, right, and I'll move on to another account. You know, maybe move on to the 2 Lucid accounts, which I really haven't traded too much of. The 2 Lucid live accounts that I have. Take an aggressive W on this. Also probably cap it and move on to other accounts. Ooh, nasty stop out on an immediate wick back up. That feels like some news, but maybe just some liquidity coming in. So we're gonna be moving over some Lucid accounts. That was gonna be quick. Aggressive stop, no continuation. After testing down around the lows, could just be a nasty wick out, but it's gonna be stop number one. I'm gonna try to get a couple scalps in here with you guys though. Stop 4,000 on the top one live account. That's gonna be round one. Let's see what we could do today, Chatty McChat Chat. Let me see what we got. We got 2 Lucid live 50Ks. Now these I'm not gonna trade, hit with $1,000 worth of risk, probably around the 500. Let me get logged in. Let me get logged in here. And while we're doing that, you can check out Lucid if you like. 50% off right now. A lot of these firms were running sick deals over the last few weeks. Lucid's the only one, along with Top 1 Futures, that's got a really nice deal rolling. 50% off both of those guys. Let me get logged in. Tradeovate live. Let's see what we can do. No real continuation after that wick though. Nasty wick up. All right, we got 2 Lucid 50Ks. 2 Lucid live 50Ks. These I'm gonna hit on micros. That's gonna be the game plan. So this was trade number 1. Bang, somewhere down in here, right? A horrible fill on a candle like that. Looking for that big move to the downside. I'll have to come back and do it, but I do like to be able to go back and take a look at what I did. Ready to roll on round 2. Let's see what we can do. Probably not going to run this with minis though. Probably not going to run this with mini guys. I'm gonna run this bad boy on micros just so we size down a little bit. $500 risk per trade. Again, quite aggressive for a $2,000 max loss limit account, but that's the approach that I take on props. Man, this still looks like it's making a decision here whether or not we want to continue higher back towards VWAP or if we actually want to continue lower after a nasty wick out. I'm going to watch this on minis, but just to set this up on micros first. Yeah, something along those lines is going to be more in line with this for me. Cool. Back to the mini chart because I got it marked up. Let's see. Not looking to take a whole bunch of dumbass trades. Trying to wait for some actual nice stuff to set up. This wasn't bad. Tight trade, right? Scalpy style trade where just a move down around to sweep the lows would have paid really nicely. If we actually started to break and run to the downside, would have paid beautifully. But stop out. Stop out for $1,000 on the top one live. Now from this point, we're starting to chop and consolidate on here. I think we still could move lower. I actually think we might see the wick out or potentially back to VWAP before a move lower, but this is decision-making time, right? Are we going to turn here, come back down towards the lows, potentially try to push lower, or are we just ready to chop, come back towards VWAP? Yesterday's volume point of control, which we're testing right now. Let's see. No immediate setup on this. I'm not going to try to sell into selling pressure if we come back down again. I'm not going to trade right around VWAP. I'm not looking for a tested VWAP a second time to come back down. It's going to be a little bit more of a wait and see now. But 10:21, still early. Still early. How do you decide if long from previous week point of control or value area high today on YM? Want to try a long from value area high, but we're afraid we run to point of control. You know, it depends on what the overall structure looks like. Just depends on what the overall structure looks like, right? You know, what's overlaying those value areas, right? In volume point of control. You know, is there overnight highs and lows, prior day highs and lows, big areas of high volume just based on general price action and market structure? You know, or is it just kind of a value area high that's, you know, it's a value area high, but it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. You know, so that's kind of what goes into deciding where to actually take a long from. For me, I wanted to test that level. You know, test that level down below. Damn, yeah, man, part of the game. Super aggressive scalping on NQ, trading a mini. Gonna take stops, gonna take W's, and it's gonna be pretty quick, especially if we're getting pretty tight in this volatility. Did you hit the like button, guys? Thank you, Adam Daz. Nate, how we doing, man? What's up? What's happening, man? What's happening? What is happening, chat? Waiting for setup number 2. Getting some scalping on NQ, rolling with you guys. Gonna see what we can do here. While we're, like I said, I'm not looking to take this right off of VWAP, current volume point of control. While we're waiting, I'm going to grab a second drink. I'll be right back, guys. BRB. Chat. Let's see if we can get a nice dubski roll. And that was a nasty stop to start out, but part of scalping really aggressively. For me, on NQ, I'm gonna try. I'm just not that super high frequency trader. I'm gonna try to get some higher frequency rolling, especially off the open. But what I find is probably similar to a lot of you guys. Man, call me crazy, but I want to short this again. What I find is that if I take in a trading session, right? In a trading session. If I find myself taking 2 losses, oftentimes that third one's a W, right? If I'm getting that high frequency, you know, NQ scalping going. If I take 3 losses, oftentimes the 4th one is a loss, more often than not. And I prefer not to continue to trade. I prefer to just say, you know what? I'm on the wrong side of the market. I'm not adjusted for this volatility. I'm not reading the market well. The market's not agreeing with me. Some combination that is just generating quite a few losses, and I will step away. I'll call it a session, right? You know, it's not always the case. It's not always the case, but that's pretty much my line in the sand. 3 back-to-back L's, and you know, there's something off. I typically don't get that many. Typically don't get that many trades on to begin with. But as I'm waiting for another one here, because I think we're going to get some movement. I mean, this is choppy back and forth. I'm curious to see if sellers are going to be able to drag this thing lower, which is what it feels like. I actually want to short this again. I'm going to look at it on MNQ. But yeah, like I said, if I end up in a situation where I take 4 back-to-back L's, excuse me, 3 back-to-back L's, there's definitely a reason to step away. Definitely a reason to step away. This is a short again. Stop it. VWAP is not great. Reading some price action in here, guys. Seeing what we could do. Watching this on low time frames. Some volatility coming in here. Got a little bit of volatility coming in here. Decision making time. Needing to blast back through VWAP, push to the upside, turn this back into a bullish day. Or are we actually going to start to turn? Tap back into some consolidation here. Yeah, man, if we're gonna break lower, this is the spot. I just don't know that I want to fade this market again. I got a feeling that I'm missing the nice trade here, though. Let's see if that's gonna be the case. Staying patient, staying patient. Oof. Yeah, man, this thing's kind of back and forth. I don't know. No. I'm not gonna touch this yet. I'm not gonna touch this yet. That looked really nice for a potential short on the way back down, getting bought immediately back up, right back through these low time frame highs. Starting to put this larger, more volatile, choppy back and forth action in here on NQ, trading back and forth, you know, almost 200 ticks in the blink of an eye. I'm looking at running this with, you know, a little over a 200 tick stop loss. I'd have to have a really good entry for a continuation. If we come back down again on the low time frame here, I'm going to look to try this, but this is starting to look pretty back and forth here. VWAP up above could be a problem as well. let's see if we can't make some money scalping NQ or take a couple L's and then get a couple people funded with some accounts. Because, in case you hopped on late, we're doing giveaways all damn week here, guys. Giving out prop firm accounts. We got a giveaway from Top 1 Futures coming up in a little bit. If you guys are not in the free community, feel free to hop in. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. More and more headlines coming in. Constant headlines coming in. I haven't been reading them today, guys, but it's just nonstop. Iran suggests the U.S. and Israel attempted to pressure. There's a whole bunch going on. Just constant headlines coming in from that front. Nothing like insanely major out of Trump, but obviously adding into some of this just back and forth volatility that we get intraday. Back towards VWAP. No sweep of that overnight low. Was looking for a quick scalp to the downside. Test VWAP, pull back, continuation lower, right? Sold in some selling pressure here. So far, we've been drifting lower. We got a little bit of a trend forming now. Higher highs, higher lows. This looked like a potential test, right, of, you know, moderate time frame consolidation right in here for a turn to the downside. I was getting ready for a short as we were pushing lower here. Got bought right back up. So now I'm sitting patient, just trying to articulate. I still like this for a potential short, man, but I don't know that I want to get involved in this because it feels like we could just start to chop, right? We could certainly pick a direction, but you know, higher time frame view, 15-minute. Maybe we want to come and hang out back up here, 10:30. We got through our, you know, our 10 a.m. news and just kind of chop around, not turn this into any kind of crazy day. We got a very indecisive daily candle that you could see here. Cracking prior day high. Again, I'm looking at this to push lower, but I'm trying not to do anything too crazy here. Chat, what's up, guys? Nate, how we doing? Still can't trade. Still losing. Can't pass the combine. Yeah, man. It's a long journey, man. It's a long journey. Zach, have you seen the new top step indicators daily level session marked out, etc.? No, I haven't. I haven't seen that, man. But I heard them talking about it, which is cool. Mike says, Nate, what's up? Take a few days off. Maybe that always helps. I find myself doing the same thing and failing, so I just stop, let the market move around and refresh. I've been passing evals, losing funded. Alpha Trader bricked again. They have a lot of work to do. Oh, they gave 2 resets. What happened? What happened on Alpha Trader? Let's talk about Alpha Trader, man. What happened on Alpha Trader? Now I'm curious. Adrian. So, like I said, guys, I'm trading with Alpha Futures. I loaded up a bunch of Alpha Trader accounts because I'm gonna log in right now and see if I could test it. I loaded up a bunch of Alpha Trader evals. I passed, I think, 2 of them. Last week. And I got a whole bunch of them halfway to pass, but the platform was dicey. The new platform was dicey, man. Rejects every order and trades are running through stop losses, not to mention they had to maintenance because of API issues, which is why. Yeah, man. Like I said, I like a TradingView chart. I really like a TradingView chart. So let's talk about this. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm logged in right now. I'm looking at it. It does look like it's loading, but I really like an integrated trading view chart. Alpha Traders, their new platform. That sounded pretty sweet, but it's been super not good. I noticed a bunch of different things that I didn't like. Good they're doing right by everybody, giving out some, you know, some resets and stuff. I'm not going to mess with it. But we'll see if I can get them past with the issues they got going on. We should see. Test the VWAP here to turn back down. I want to fade this, guys. I really want to fade this. And I think I'm going to. Whoa. I was trying to get short here. What's up? My account set to liquidate only? Can I not trade MNQ? What's up with that? I wanted the shorts in here, guys, to test this out, but now I have to try this again. So this is my Lucid live account. I'm on MNQ. Both of these should be active through. Oh, it's Tradeovate issues. Oh, come on. Hang on one second, guys. I'm sorry. I'm reading announcements from AJ in Lucid's thing. We're preparing the list of impacted accounts to send to nature. If you're still in a position, this was at 8:55. If you're still in a position opened in the impacted window, you must close it now if you want your account adjusted. If you trade from the window is still open, it will not be adjusted. Can you trade though? Anybody having issues with Tradeovate still? Oh, this fix will be pushed tomorrow after 5 p.m. if you're a net positive. That kind of sucks. I'm going to try this again. This isn't great, but I'm going to try this again, guys. Just to see if it lets me place an order. No. It's not going to let me place an order. Hang on. Let me swap to... You know what? This is kind of a bold play, but I want to try this on NQ. I'm just curious now. No, I'm not going to test it. I'm not going to lose $1,000 just because I'm curious to see if NQ would work. Okay, let's go to another account. Let's go to another account. You guys want to see what Alpha Trader's doing? Let's go to Alpha Trader. That was annoying. Yeah, dude. It's a Tradeovate live account with Lucid. I have 2 of them. Let me just try the other one. Just out of complete curiosity here. Let's try the other one. No. Nope. Market order rejected on MNQ. Yeah. Okay. Weird. Can I trade one MNQ? Maybe just out of curiosity. I've never tried to trade MNQ. Let me just see something. No, I can't even trade one MNQ. All right. Damn, dude. So Ninja Trader kind of jacked up for live accounts. Let's see. What accounts do we want to trade then today? How about Alpha Trader accounts? We were talking about Alpha Trader. Let's trade some Alpha Trader evals or something. Let me load this up. What's going on today, guys? What's good with everybody having issues? All right. This is Alpha Trader's new platform, Alpha Futures new platform, Alpha Trader. Traded a handful of evals with these guys and stuff in the past. I decided to load up a bunch of these. Allegedly, they were having issues, but I like the idea of a TradingView integrated chart. I like the idea of being able to drag out stop loss and take profit orders the way that you can do on these, and I'll show you what this stuff looked like and then the issues that I faced with it last week. So, for example, this is an inactive 50K eval premium. It's got 1,500 bucks in. I trade these super aggressively like we talked about, but just for example, we're here on MNQ. Let's see how this thing's functioning today. So we're short one MNQ, and something that we all know and love is that you could drag out stop loss and take profit orders. So let's see if it jacks it up again. Let's say $100 stop loss and $100 take profit. Cool. What I found was a couple different things. Number one, when I did this, one time they went away. When I moved like the chart around, it started to do this. See how it says 73 now? This didn't move. Should be 100. Now it says 63.50. Now, now it says 58. Now it says 82. Like, I don't know if that's me doing something and a feature that I don't know, but the take profit and stop loss orders haven't been moved, right? So this should be $100 and this should be, negative $100. If I drag it farther out, for example, to like $200, it shows the correct amount again. That shows 100. Let's just drag this out again, guys. Just a test trade to try to like work with you on this. That seems like it's functioning right, but then here we go. All of a sudden, it's like showing random numbers. If I click and drag around, it shows random numbers. Something else I noticed was when take profit and stop loss orders were filled, the position didn't come off of the screen. It was like still showing on the actual screen, which I didn't understand. I didn't have anything where like a take profit or stop loss didn't fill, like and like ran past it. But I did see some of those issues and stuff like this that we're talking about. Again, as a whole, I think stuff like this can be really cool. Like, I love an integrated TradingView chart like this. I love the ability to drag around stop loss and take profit orders, right? Like, we all like the really quick, fast, movement and ability to do this type of stuff, to get in and out with hotkeys, right? Kind of that Project X style, and have a TradingView chart where candlesticks are printing really fast like this, right? But not if we have issues, right? Like, not if we have issues. So let's do this.
Order filled.
Oh! I already messed it up. I fat fingered something. I fat fingered. Okay, so we got two. We got two on. I was gonna say let's set a limit order for one now. Let's see if we can do a buy limit 1 and see what that does for our day. Like if we can get out for profit on one of these things to see if we don't have take profit and stop loss anything jacked up.
Order filled.
Okay, so that filled. Okay, it did go away. Kind of slow. Now we're entered into just one sell with a little bit of profit. We made 13 bucks. I want to try this with you guys because it happened before. It's kind of interesting. Let's get really tight. Oh, you know what I want to test? You know how on most platforms, I think that this jacked it up last time. On most platforms, if you drag your take profit up and you let go of it within where price is trading, like if you drag your take profit into price, like no matter where it is, it closes out for a market. It didn't do that last time, so I'm going to do that now. See, I'm going to drag it behind price right here.
Order filled.
Oh, why is there a buy limit? Okay, it did work. It closed us out, closed out the take profit, closed out the stop loss, just exited the trade for a W. So yeah, one thing that's funky with it is those stop loss and take profit orders just like not displaying correctly.
Order filled.
Let's do it again just to show. $100 here, just for curiosity. $100 here. You do have to hit confirm, which is kind of weird. Maybe one-click trading can be turned on. But then let's see if I can make it do it again. Oh, that's looking pretty good. Still says 100. Is it adjusting the chart that does it? Yeah, like what is that, dude? Why does it say 52? Now it says 50. Now it says 78. It's not physically moving the order. Looks like we're gonna get stopped for $100. And then if I go to move it around, it goes back to like what it's supposed to be at $100. Yeah, so interesting, man. Overall, like really cool potential platform. Again, this is Alpha Futures Alpha Trader. I'm partnered and affiliated with these guys. I'm gonna get out of this. Actually, I'm gonna leave it. Let it go. You got your DOM over here. You kind of got a similar, you know, Project X style setup here. But what I really like, I don't want to get rid of the DOM because I might not be able to see it. What I really like is this, you know, a Project X integrated chart. Excuse me, a TradingView integrated chart, right? Like I love a TradingView chart. Obviously, I haven't customized any of this. This is just all completely standard settings. But like we talked about, none of this is really helpful unless it works, right? If it's buggy and all of a sudden, like, you know, doesn't work and, you know, stop losses, what I was saying is I'm going to leave this here just to see if stop loss actually closes it. Take profit seemed to close it. Let me see if a fixed original stop loss closes it. Why? Why the change on the number? What are we doing here? Weird. Anyway, we'll see. I'm sure it'll get better. You know, I'm sure they'll improve it. But so far, definitely some issues for sure. Again, I heard a lot of good things about TradeC, a lot of bad things about TradeC. I think I'm going to leave it alone. I don't think I'm going to mess with TradeC. I don't know that I'm going to mess with this anymore. I'm probably just going to test Project X, Top Step X, copy trading to any other account that I want to copy trade on, and just see how good TradeSyncer or maybe any of the other copiers are with something like that. That's my game plan. But yeah, I can't trade in the Lucid live accounts. That's not super fun. We could trade some take profit accounts. We could trade, you know, a handful of other things. Right now I'm just playing around now on Alpha Futures. But that was kind of disappointing. One actual stop for my Top 1 Futures live account, which is a Trade Evade account, which worked. It's technically a pre-live account, so it's still demo, but the Trade Evade live account with Lucid did not work. But there's probably an update I missed or something in an email where they said don't do that. Here's what I'm curious. This is supposed to be $100, right? And here's why I'm leaving this. Number one, somebody said stop losses weren't filling. Let's see if this fills. Let's see if what this takes me out of. I have $24 in profit in this account. This should be $24 minus 100. That should be my, you know, my negative P&L if this one hits. I don't know what this 36 comes from. I don't know where it gets messed up. I think it's adjusting the chart. I think it's when you do this. Yeah, see, what the fuck? What is that? $65. What are we doing? What are we doing? I want to see what happens though. I want to let one of these fill now, and then maybe we'll try to take some good scalpy trades and pass this eval. Again, I got a handful with these guys. I decided it was just a good time to test out, you know, accounts with them. But let's see if we can get a $100 take profit and stop loss hit and see what it actually fills at. All right, chat. What's up, guys? Testing Alpha Trader if you hopped on late. Issues with Tradeovate, issues with Alpha Trader, issues with everybody today. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. We're talking about. Let's see what you guys are talking about here. I'm gonna go from the bottom. Gonna start trading again soon. Graduating from UF in August. Awesome, dude. Applied some jobs in the prop space. Awesome. Epic. I'd rather use TopStep X as of right now with how it's developed. Sure. I noticed anything that isn't TopStep X has slippage bugs, etc. Trade C and the one you're using. Not sure what platform it is. Yeah. Yep. Again, newer platforms, definitely going to have issues. Newer platforms definitely going to have issues. It hasn't been working for me either. I went to Ninja to trade and TradingView to chart. Tradeovate? Was Tradeovate having an issue? Will they remove today's losses? Yeah, I saw a lot of firms saying that they were going to make it right because Tradeovate had an issue. So I did see that, but I would refer to your own firm, for that answer and that question and answer. Alpha Trader seems to be back. Okay. Tradeovate works fine for me. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna see. I'm curious. Like I said, I'm testing something here, guys. This is supposed to be a $100 stop loss. It says 136 for some odd reason. I haven't let that test play out, but I gotta see what happens. I have $94 in net P&L for the day. This should take me out for 100, in which case I would be down around the $75 to $80 mark, even if I got slipped a little bit with commissions and, spreads, right, and fees, okay? If I get taken out for $136, that's going to be a big problem, and I'm going to have to talk to them. But again, new platform, so everything is going to have, you can't be reliable if there's no standing the chance of reliability, right? So I'm being a test dummy with these ones. I knew it when I bought these accounts. I'm not going to be frustrated at all. I bought a handful, half a dozen or so evals from them. They were $40 for the 50K premium accounts, stupid cheap. They have an activation fee, but they're the flex style accounts, which I like. So we'll see. Hey Zach, what do you think? How much would you risk on a Lucid 50K instant funded per trade and per day, after which you would be out of the market? That's a good question. Sammy08X. Looks like they're going to be giving me another one. Yeah, there you go. So it depends. Here's the question, right? This is a really a risk management, overall prop firm risk management, question. How much you decide to risk per day? Is there giveaways? Yeah, there's giveaways. We're going to run some giveaways in a bit, guys. How much you decide to risk per day and per trade, right, before you're done, depends on how aggressive and conservative you are being with prop firms and whatever account you're trading. And it depends on your capital allocation for prop firms and your experience level, right? So how I would back into this. No, question number one. How long have you been trading for, right? A year or 2 years? We're not really consistent yet. We're not taking consistent payouts. We just want to go slow and learn. You're going to be on the lower end of the spectrum, right? Lower end of, per trade and per day. And we'll get into maybe what those numbers can be and look like, Are you 3, 4, 5, 10 years in? You have a lot of capital allocated to trading, right? You're taking payouts consistently and you're looking to scale. Maybe that number is going to be really aggressive. Maybe you're only going to have that funded account for a few losing trades before it's gone. But that's okay because you're trading the max number of funded accounts across 7 firms, right? Kind of what I'm doing. The other piece, which we said, experience, capital allocation. Do you have $500 to trade with? And that's all of your $500? You want to be super low. You don't want to lose that account at all outside of a something goes wrong, horrible losing streak or at your own hand, right? Do you have, $500,000 to trade with and you trade live accounts and, you want to try to leverage prop firms for larger and more frequent payouts? Great. Should you be risking $100 per trade in one singular Lucid instant funded account? No, you're going to get to a $2,000 payout and that's not going to mean anything to you at all. and you usually are risking $5,000 per trade in live accounts, right? So what the risk management number should be is extremely unique. And I hear so many traders, here's how to pass evals, here's how to trade funded accounts. For who? For who? Who are you talking to? You have no idea who the other person is listening. We're all at drastically different places, right? So that's the baseline of like capital allocation, high level risk management. Now we dig into actual risk management. It's the sauce, guys. What is your average win rate and risk to reward? Right? What is your average win versus average loss and average win rate? That can give you a rough estimate of what an equity curve would look like given your starting balance and your risk per trade, okay? Example, if you risk $200 per day and $200 per trade and $400 per day, you have 10 back-to-back losing trades, right? Or 5 back-to-back losing days before you kill the entire account on average with a 50K account, right? Funded account. They're all different. They all have different max loss limits, right? You might say, hey, that's conservative and that's enough for me to work towards a payout in enough time. But that depends on your win rate and your risk to reward. If you are a home run hitter and you have a horrible win rate, right, and you're looking for these huge outsized wins, that's fine, but you're probably going to have to risk much less per trade. If you are a negative risk to reward scalper and you have a 70+% win rate, maybe you're going to be comfortable risking $500 per trade because it's extremely uncommon that you hit 4 losing trades back to back to back, right? So, that's how you back into it. But there's no, hey, here's the number that you should trade with. Here's the number risk per trade, risk per day. It just depends. If you don't want to lose your account, and if you want to trade it like a live account, you want to try to actually hold on to it and just create a positive expectancy, use an equity curve simulator. You can just Google trading equity curve simulator. Plug in your average win rate, your average risk to reward, and work off of that number. All right. So how I trade accounts, because I could speak for myself, in the past, I traded them extremely conservatively. Low enough risk per trade, risk per day, where I did not stand to lose the account for a long period of time, right? I did that after I was too aggressive, started out, got more consistent with payouts, right? Now I'm to the point where I had capital back then, but I have even more capital now, right? More experience. I'm looking for larger and more frequent payouts. You're not going to get to, 5-figure months, frequent payouts every week, every month, trading 1 or 2 prop accounts slowly, right? So I get through evals extremely quickly, minimum amount of days. I do not trade evals for, more than the minimum amount of time that I need to pass. That's the politically correct way of saying this. And then I trade funded accounts, with what most would consider being very aggressive, right? Very aggressive. I'm not going to hold on to funded accounts for long periods of time. I'm going to work towards faster and larger payouts, more frequent, or lose them, right? I like to trade the flex accounts for doing that because I don't have a consistency rule. But yeah, that's kind of the thought process. It depends on where you are in your trading. That's the first thing. If you're a year in, forget about payouts, forget about copy trading, forget about all that stuff. One prop account, maybe one instant funded or one eval, nice and slowly, 20 losses before you blow the account, right? You should be starting at that point. Can you just start to push the thing into profit? Then you go from there. Had to leave for work. What is this platform? Alpha Trader. This is Alpha Trader. We're testing Alpha Trader, which is having some issues. I'm watching right now to see if I can get this stop loss or take profit. This is supposed to be $100. This is not supposed to say $136. I don't know why it does. I move the chart around and it changes the amount of dollar amount on it. So I'm running some tests live with you guys. This is a TradingView integrated chart. Really cool platform, really cool features. I really do like what this could be. And I like to be open and honest with you guys, right? Because some people are just bought and paid for. I'm partnered, I'm affiliated with Alpha. I think they're a great company. They got some pretty competitive stuff. The platform that they just rolled out definitely needs some work. Definitely needs some work. The one that I'm on right now. Really cool features, but seems very buggy. And it seems like a lot of people are having that same experience. So we had issues with Tradeovate today, which is not traditionally buggy, very reliable, right? Live trading platform. But I'm really curious to see what happens here. Really curious. I hope this takes me out for $100 and I don't have to send an email and go, man, you guys have a gnarly bug in here that I'm sure you're already aware of, but we got to talk. But I assume it's just displaying differently, which is a problem, right? You're not displaying the correct amount. Like, this is an issue. This is displaying correctly. This is displaying correctly. I want to see what happens here because I don't know why it would say that. I'm not going to move the chart anymore. I'm just going to see if I can get a stop loss or a take profit hit here. Kind of just chopping back and forth. But yeah, again, I talked a lot about platforms. I've been crushing it on Top Step this year. Outside of Top 1 Futures in the live account, I've done really well with Top Step in the sim accounts. Now, again, I trade them aggressively, right? So, you know, there's money behind it. There's a lot of lost accounts. There's a lot of lost funded accounts and evals. I like to be really transparent about that. There's plenty of money spent. You're not going to be taking, happy to be the realistic person and, you know, tell you, you're not going to be taking, you know, a dozen payouts in a month trading with $100 risk per trade, right? You're going to be risking ruin and you're going to realize that ruin. But I tried to drill down and try to figure out why I've been so much more consistent on Top Step than everything else. And the only real difference is the platform. The only real difference is Project X. And I'm not surprised about that. I was trading Project X for the longest amount of time, you know, with prop firms, right? With futures prop firms specifically. So, you know, I think that's adding into it. It shouldn't add into it that much, but I do think it's adding into it. You know, especially for flip days, for the $150, you know, $200 days that you have to put up in a lot of these accounts before you can take a payout. So, testing some different platforms. Gonna test Project X with TradeSyncer. Today I blew my 150K with 9K profit, which I had since December. I think these days hit everyone. Damn! Ah, mad trader. Damn, man. That's a bad tilt day. It's a bad tilt day. They do hit everyone, man. You want to try to correct that, though. You want to try to minimize that from happening. That's a problem. That's a problem. I hear they are quick to fix problems caused by the platform for the time being. Yeah. Again, like everybody said, I hope I was not speaking super negatively here. Like everybody said, they've been really quick to fix. They're handing out resets for this. You know, so, you know, if you have an issue, I would reach out just like any platform. I would record your trading like I'm doing right now. I'm live trading so I can physically show them if this hits and it takes me out for more money than it's supposed to. You know, I can physically show them. But I do love, one thing I'll say is, man, the baseline of what I was trying to get at, these candles print quick, man. Really quick. I like that. I like that speedy, snappy TradingView chart. Fast data behind it. This is very different than a TradingView 1 minute candle, which is really what I like. You can read momentum. You can read price action a lot better. You can potentially get better fills. TradingView is so laggy, man. You know, TradingView itself, logged in through Tradeovate, is very laggy. It's not a great combination in my opinion, but it's kind of the best that I have to work with until something else comes out better. I once left Top Step. Swore I'd never go back. Then Project X was taken away from the other platforms. I tried Tradeovate but hated it. Came back to Top Step just because of Project X. Yeah. Kind of a good business plan, Dean of Displacement, by the old boys at Top Step. Not a bad business play, I will say. Create a platform and get everybody hooked on it, right? Not too bad of a business plan they enacted there. Let's see if we get a stop through these 50s here. Yeah, dude. So I'm gonna see. I'm gonna test some different stuff out and give you guys, you know, my opinion. That's why I love TradeC. I hate slow candles. Yeah. Me too. I like the almost tick chart like speed without being on tick chart. Yeah, for sure. Tradeovate has that, but it's just a completely different charting platform. Ooh, almost. Let's see if we can get the stop here. Again, I'm testing this dollar amount being in the wrong spot. So I'm going to do it live with you guys. I don't want to move the chart anymore because I think it might mess it up more than it already is. Just kind of want to let it play out. And if it is a problem, so I can send them this video. But yeah, like somebody said, you know, if you're having issues, make sure you reach out to the firms, right? Alpha Trader, good on them. They're fixing stuff immediately, which is great. Like somebody was saying in here, they gave out some resets. All right, let's see net P&L 24. Come on, man, do something. I should have ran this with a really tight stop loss and take profit. Not gonna stop me yet? Oh, man. All right, we got a whole bunch of people on here. What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sitting in an Alpha Trader trade, trying to test this platform out, but we're gonna talk about top 1 futures here. All right, let's see. Let's see if we get a stop filled. Is it gonna not fill at all? That would be crazy. We're gonna run a giveaway for a Top 1 Futures Elite Daily account. Started out trading the Top 1 Futures Live account. I'm gonna show you guys some graphics from them in just a minute. This is not gonna do anything. If you guys are not in the Discord, hop in the Discord now. Now is your first heads up. Now is your first heads up. Hop in the 100% free trading Discord right now. Link is in the chat. Let me throw it in there again for you guys. Let's go ahead and get this rolling, man. Let's go ahead and get this rolling. No, in by the skin of my teeth. Looks like we might be testing out whether or not this fills for $65. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see which one it decides to test for me today. Oh, it's funny. It's funny when you want to take a quick stop out or quick take profit, the market just chops around and does nothing for you. It's too funny. But as always, I appreciate you guys being on here. Thanks for being here. We got multiple live sessions coming up this week. Hop in Discord as well for the live schedule. I got some stuff I'm building behind the scenes, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for what's coming up. But we got 40 likes on the stream, 41 likes on the stream. We got 60 of you guys on here, 54, 51, 54 people, 53. We got a bunch on X today. We had a bunch on X today. Go ahead, smash the like button. We'll do giveaway at 50 likes. Giveaway at 50 likes. Make it real easy. Let's get this ready to roll. It's going to be in the giveaways channel, guys, in Discord. Oh, yeah, so coming all the way back down after this choppy back and forth action, incredibly close to a stop out. Incredibly close to a stop out. We traded almost to the tick to where my stop is. For those of you guys that hopped on late, this is Alpha Trader from Alpha Futures. I was not able to place trades in my TradeEvade account, so we decided to hop over here. This is an eval. I have 1 micro on. I'm trying to test something with you guys, just to relay what I'm doing here, because I know I'm going to get the comment, why are you trading in a weird platform with 1 micro? What's happening today, Zach? What is going on? This is supposed to be a $100 stop loss, and it says 136. I'd like to know if I get taken out for 136 or $100. This is showing correctly. This is showing correctly. As I move the screen around, it jacks everything up. This is supposed to be $100 to the upside, and it shows 65. So I'm curious to see what happens if we get filled here. And then maybe we take some aggressive mini trades and we pass or fail this eval live with you guys while we're waiting to get somebody funded with a top 1 account. Done liked. Alpha Trader is better or worse than TradeC? I don't know. I haven't used TradeC, and so far, Alpha Trader is a really cool platform, but there's been some issues. Like right now, what I'm talking about and displaying to you guys. So I think it has a ton of potential. I think this is going to be something that's really, really cool. I think we probably see this from more firms across the board, just their own, TradingView integrated charts, because it's so popular for prop firm futures traders specifically. But I'm probably not. I was gonna test TradeC with Tradeify next, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna test Project X copy trading. I've seen more and more guys do that. They use a Project X Top Step practice account as a leader account, and then they copy trade to whatever account they want to trade with. So let's see if we get to stop here. I'm watching the net P&L at 24. I'm curious to see what this changes to. And we're going to run a giveaway in a minute here, guys. I just want to watch this in real time. I want to see what happens. Short's not playing anyway. I'm glad I didn't get this in my Lucid account. Just saved by TradeEvade not working. 1L in my top 1 live account. Nope, not stopping me out anyway. All right. TradeC sucks. TradeC is so poor. They had a lot of slippage. I placed a $100 account, got $100 trade, I think you meant to say. Got closed at $170. $70 with the slippage. That's bad. That's not good. All right, guys, let's run the giveaway. You guys are here. You're cool. We got a giveaway form opening up right now. Here we go. Now we're going to get it. Let's see what happens. Giveaway form opening up in the Discord. In the giveaways channel in Discord. All right. Got taken out, and here's the determination there. We got taken out for the correct amount. We got taken out for $100. We actually got filled. It was it was plus $24. I'm showing negative $75, right? So we actually got taken out for the right amount here. This is good. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. Let's get the giveaway thing rolling, then we'll test a couple more trades on here. First off, Top 1 Futures is 50% off all accounts right now, including the instant funded accounts. If you want to check them out, link is going to be in chat. Code RDF is going to get you the best deal. Let me throw it in the chat for you guys. Boom. Giveaway is live in the free Discord. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. It is 11:16. We're going to close the giveaway at 11:27. I'll give you guys 10 minutes, right? Read the rules on the giveaway form. You guys love to not follow the rules. Read the rules. Read the rules in the giveaway form. All right? I'm gonna grab another drink while I let you guys fill that out for a second. We'll come back and we'll scalp this account to maybe pass or fail live. We'll test some Alpha Futures functionality out. Chatty McChat chat. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, guys. Giveaway forms live. Let's scalp NQ. Let's scalp NQ here. Let's see if we can't have some fun. So you can do buy and sell in here. That's pretty cool. This is interesting. You can enter with an OCO bracket at specific points. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Again, guys, I'm going to get some test trades in here and probably pass or fail this account or just put some stupid amount of money in it. I'm curious to see how things work on this platform, and I'm happy to do it live with you guys. You get stop, trailing stop, market. That's pretty cool on the order card. You have the right click, you know, buy, sell, all that fun stuff, which is cool. Buy, sell limit, buy, sell market, buy, sell stop, which is pretty nice. What I do like about it, which I'm going to show one more time, this is something that's so fun. Order filled. Wow, that was late as all hell. Is you can drag out stop losses and take profit, which we all know and love. From Project X, from other features, right? Trade of it, you can't do this. You know, you do have to hit confirm. Trade of it, you can't do this. Trade of it logged in through Trading View. Technically you can. You can set buy limits, which is kind of cool. Additional buy limits. Oh, here's what I wanted to see. Here's what I wanted to see. Let's widen out here. You don't have to hit. You don't have to hit confirm again. You can throw buy limits in. Obviously, you don't want to do that. You can throw stop. You can throw sell limits in. That's cool. Here's what I wanted to see. If you add into an order. Do those take profit and stop losses automatically adjust? I believe they do. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's get a round number on here. First off, can I make it mess up again? Yeah, dude, what is? I don't know what that is, but it's not great. Weird. Is it when you click near it? It's when you click and drag near it, it jacks something up. Here's what I want to see real quick. I assume... Oh, no, I tested that already. When we added into the last one. Automatically updated take profit and stop loss. Let's test some additional functionality. Can you place... You can place multiple take profit orders by using limit orders on the way out, right? You could do buy limit 1 here, buy limit 2 here. Oh, I guess technically you can't. Can I only trade 1 mini? That was weird. It took 2 clicks. Can I only trade 1 mini here? I'm gonna have to find out.
Order filled.
Oh, no, I can trade 1 mini, so why wouldn't it let me do that? Why wouldn't it let me buy limit out? I mean, I could trade 2 minis.
Order rejected.
What?
Order rejected.
I don't know about that, guys. That's a little funky. Take profit and stop loss automatically updates as you go. That's cool. I don't know about that, bro. It would make sense to not let me sell more because I wouldn't have the margin to sell anymore. But it doesn't make sense to not let me buy on the way out by setting Oh, what is that? What is that? Secondary take profit and stop loss? Or is this for like one now? I'm gonna see what happens.
Order rejected.
No. No. Yeah, it's just a little funky. It's definitely funky. I will see. I'm gonna let this thing run. We'll go for a pass or fail on this bad boy. While we get ready for a you have to close the take profit first. Okay, so what? You can just get rid of it and then like, you know, add new ones. But I was wondering if you can. What the hell is that? So I tried to close out of that. That cancels it. You have to click it twice. Ooh. Now the take profit and the stop loss went away. Now will it let me do it? Just out of curiosity? Let me not mess it up. Correct. You're correct, person that commented. You do have to go with buy limits. Multiple buy limits. Makes sense. That makes sense. That's not on them.
Order rejected.
Oh, sorry. Buy stop. Duh. Obviously, these are not attached to anything. These are just individual now, so that's kind of a bold play to have to do that, though, for multiple take profit orders. But I don't know that you could do that in... What's up with that? What's up with canceling it and having to click it 2 times? Like... That's kind of weird. You could drag them around. And then if you go to cancel the order by clicking it, I wonder if that's canceled or not canceled. I don't think so. I don't think it's canceled. Interesting, man. Anyway, really cool overall chart. Let's just get rid of everything. Really, you know what? Actually, let's test that. Let's see. Let's stress test something. Let's go buy limit here. Let's hit this first button to cancel it. Let's see if that actually fills there now. I'm curious. I don't think it's... I think it's going to. Really cool platform overall as far as the integrated trading view chart. Really fast printing candles, right? You have, you know, most of the basic stuff that you could add on here. A lot of the tools the same, which we all know and love. I really enjoy that, and that's why I tested it in the first place. What I'm not, you know, a fan of is just the kind of glitchiness that we've seen across a couple of different things. Kind of like we're seeing right now, all of a sudden that's showing 945. This isn't supposed to be here because I already canceled it. I don't know if it's going to fill. That sucked. It almost traded to it. I'd like to test to see if that actually fills as a limit.
Order fill.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. I don't know what's good with that. If you place a limit order, it's in. Is this not in? Maybe you have to hit confirm or something? Should we test it? Anyway, guys, go ahead, get the form filled out. We'll talk about top one.
Order fill.
Oh, I fat fingered it again. I was trying to sell limited.
Order rejected.
All right. Let's let's not just completely. Yeah, we're gonna kill it either way. Let's go for a buy limit here at like 50 bucks. I want to see if that fills as is without me touching anything. Because if I hit cancel on it, it shows as a buy limit still.
Order filled.
Yeah, that worked. So this is a problem. Unless I'm doing something I don't know. Buy limit, right? Okay, it's in, right? And you go, okay, you know what? You know what, actually, I don't want to do that. I just want to get rid of it. Cancel order. What the F is that? Let me just see something else. If you have buy limits in, right? And then you hit cancel all. Does that take them out? Yeah. Cancel all button works. That's good. Interesting. Anyway. One person was right on that, though. Did have to run that. All right, guys, let's talk about this while we got this running. What do we have for today? Almost flat. Just in case this completely took off to the downside. Dude, what is good with the take profits? It's flashing like 13.55 and then 15. Dude, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Weird. All right. We got some trades testing on Alpha Trader, having some fun, trying out some different stuff here, guys. If you want to check out Alpha Trader, link is down below. But first, we're doing a giveaway for a Top 1 Futures 50K Elite Daily account. Shout out Top 1 Futures for supporting me, supporting the stream, supporting the channel, supporting you guys with the best deals. If you want to check out Top 1 Futures, code RDF gets you 50% off right now. Hell of a deal from these guys. You could trade on Tradeovate, Ninja Trader. You could log into TradingView and trade on TradingView, which is what we were doing earlier today. Giveaway time. Giveaway time. Let's run it. Go ahead, guys, get it filled out. You have link in the chat coming up one more time. And we are past the time frame for the giveaway. Past the time frame for the giveaway, so we're going to close it out. Let's run the ducks, chat. Interesting day here. Interesting day here. I'd say one really good loss. One nice loss on NQ, scalping aggressively in the top 1 live account. Wasn't able to trade and saved myself what would have been a loss on the Lucid live account. Tradeovate seemingly just not working for me in the Lucid live account. And then playing around in Alpha Trader accounts, trying to figure out what that platform looks like and some of those issues. So, you guys have been awesome. Appreciate you being here. We are going to stop accepting responses, and we're going to get the ducks ready to roll, man. Let's run the ducks, man. Let's run the ducks. Let's get somebody funded. Yeah, the instant funded, the OG instant funded accounts with top 1 are solid, dude. Super, super solid. Started out trading with them, went back to trading with them as far as the instant funded accounts go. The elite dailies are also really, really, really solid. Just to talk about those real quick, since we're going to run the giveaway for one of them right now. You have 50% off with code RDF, no activation fee, daily payouts, no consistency rule. You get past a buffer after a 3-day to pass eval, and you are into an account with no consistency rule, no minimum trading days to pay out, no activation fee. Super solid, man. If you like the daily payout accounts, if you like a no consistency rule and funded, these are going to be solid. if you want one of the most aggressive instant funded accounts, these are super slept on. These are super duper slept on. I'm going to show you them real quick because I get questions on this and I had a couple people asking me, so maybe I'll try to clip this. But real quick before we run the race. Forum's closed, guys. We're ready to roll. Top1futures.com, right? Link is in the chat. Here's the accounts that I want to point out, want to highlight. Instant Sim, OG Instant Sim funded accounts right here, right? Yes, these are more expensive. Yes, they have a 20% consistency rule. Here's the upside. That's the downside. Here's the upside. You go directly into a funded account. No evals, no scalping, no, trading really aggressively or whatever you do to get through evals, right? Right into a funded account. 2, you put up $3,000 of profit and you're eligible to take out $2,500. $3,000 profit target and you pull out $2,500. Almost every 50K account, flex style eval account, you have to put up $3,000 just to pass with a $2,000 max loss limit. And then you have to put up some amount of money to take a payout. Usually $3,000 to $4,000 just to take half of that out, right? Is the middle ground. $2,000 to take a $1,000 payout, right? On a instant funded account, big downside here, right? Big downside here, massive upside where you have a, end of day trailing drawdown, no intraday, a daily loss limit, soft breach, but a reasonable profit target where you're taking out a fat chunk of cash, right? So, for traders that are done with taking evals, that are more consistent, or that just don't want to have to worry about switching between evals and funded accounts, that can handle a consistency rule, right? That's the biggest challenge, is you have to set a personal daily profit target. You can't push the thing out really aggressively on any one day. I think these are awesome accounts. I think these are really, really solid accounts. So, now that we got that out of the way, the ducks are loaded up. We're going to give away a Elite Daily account. Where is it? There it is, Elite Daily account. Ducks in a row. Let's run it. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, everybody. Let's see. Let's activate degen mode. Yeah, this is degen scalping fun. This is platform testing. I'm gonna be honest. On Alpha Trader, with all that stuff going on, guys, like I don't really want those accounts funded. Not that I don't want them funded, and this is gonna sound like negative to say, or like something. I wanted to test those out. It looked like it was gonna be pretty good. I really don't have any interest in trading, funded accounts and trying to work towards good payouts and hold on to stuff on a platform that's going to be buggy. So I'd prefer just to go back to Tradeovate with them for the time being. You can't switch account types in between as far as I'm aware. So I'm just going to trade them stupidly aggressively like I'm doing, today. I'll test some stuff out. I'll probably make some videos on them. But, hopefully they continue to improve. I think it has a ton of potential. But kind of like Project X, we had a lot of issues with Project X and they had to take a step back and then improve that. Probably what we'll see there. So, yeah, I don't know how well I'm going to do on that platform. And another reason I'm just not a fan of testing TradeC right now. I just don't feel like testing it. Anyway, if you guys are here, shout out to you being here. If you're in the duck race, you're in Discord, welcome. Live here almost every damn day. Feel free to check out the schedule coming up and stay tuned in Discord. I got some big changes coming up, man. Big changes coming up. Stay tuned in Discord. Excited for the next chapter. Let's see who's got it today. Let's see who's got it on the Ducks. "41 seconds to go." Let's see who's going to take this one, guys. Let's see. 16 seconds. Remember, you have to have followed all the instructions on the form. You gotta be here in the live stream. You gotta be following and liking and doing whatever other random stuff I ask for. No purchase necessary, but you gotta have followed. Oh man, this dude's won before. Funded Sabam. Hang on one second. Where are you at in chat, my man? Nobody go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, chat. Don't go anywhere. Let's see. Funded Sabam. Oh man, he was one of the last ones to fill it out. He just made it too. Are you here in chat, my man? Where are you at, brother? Let me make sure you followed the instructions. I hope you did. I hope you did, boy. you. Yeah, you're on there. You won before, so you should be on there. There we go. We got W's in the chat from my man taking the W today. Yeah, dude, he's definitely been here. First or second time or so. For sure, man. Someone said scam. Do you think that I want you to honestly answer that. I want you to honestly answer that. Savvy Trader C6M. Do you think that I somehow have control over the duckrace-game.com, the free-to-play duck race name picker? I want you to know that. Or do you think that I am trying to I'm trying to withhold prop accounts? Just kidding. Okay, good. I was gonna say, like, I don't know, guys. If you think that like I'm like somehow picking the winner in some like back end way to make sure they win or stacking the fielders, like, I don't know, bro. I don't know what to tell you. That's a lot of cope if we got that going on. But anyway, man, we got W's in the chat. Let me mark this person out so I remember. Oh, also real quick while you guys are on here, listen. I try to make sure everybody gets accounts. Sometimes they come with codes. Sometimes they come from the prop accounts to your email. If you've won an account from me last week and you didn't get it or something didn't work, let me know. I will work on the back end with you to confirm that. Everybody that wins gets an account. Usually you get it super quickly. Some things I mess up. Some things are out of my control. Most of the time I don't mess up. It's just something that is jacked up on prop firm or code or somebody's end. If you've won something from me, please make sure you reach out to me. This is not an invite for a scam, because I'm going to ask you for all of your detailed information and then match it all up and go make sure you won and then talk to the firm. But if you've won something for me, please make sure. Talking about scams and BS. Outside of that, I'm not going to DM you or do anything crazy, offering up money in crypto and random crap. Don't fall for scams. Guys, it's a scam because Zach tried to train some ducks in secret. Yeah. Yeah. You're getting an elite daily account from Top 1 Futures. You're getting a 50K elite daily account from Top 1 Futures. Funded Sabam. I won twice. Yeah, a bunch of people have won twice. Most of the people that are here all the time are winning more than one time. Won last week, but I got it Friday, right after blowing a funded. Nice. I won quite a few times. Yeah, you did. Yeah, multiple people win all the time. I don't have that big of a stream. It's a great chance to win. How to win. You're here on the stream and you fill out the form. Discord, guys. I see a lot of you guys hopped on late. Here's the link to hop in Discord. You missed it for today. Hop in the free Discord. Boom. There you go. There's the link. I'll give you guys a minute. We'll run that. Guys, let me get rid of this. Guys, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been fun. Ain't been real fun. No, it's always fun. Took an L today on the Top 1 Futures live account. Tried to trade the Lucid live accounts. Did not work at all. I'm guessing it's a Tradeovate issue. Looks like it's going to be a killed Alpha Trader account testing the Alpha Trader platform. Saved myself a loss just by chance in the Lucid, which is nice. Outside of that, guys, I'm going to get some scalping in later today, but probably take it easy. I'm working on a lot of stuff on the back end, a lot of videos, a lot of back end stuff that I'm cranking out. Hop in Discord. You'll stay updated on that. Remember, if you want to check out any of the prop firms that I'm trading with, that I'm taking payouts from, that are scrolling across the top and bottom of the screen, code RDF going to get you the best deal. Appreciate you guys being here. Quick reminder, quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to anything at all. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is. Even if under prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and punishment disclaimer. This is I stand to make money from links and codes in my content. Lights up on futures, code RDF, bookmap, and others. Can't be unbiased if I stand to make money, which I do. Important for me to note that, for you to do your own research and make your own decisions. See you guys soon. Hop in Discord.